The Pope just recently asked for a moral response to climate change. Yet one has to ask, from where exactly do the Catholics that he's speaking to, which is a denomination of Christianity, where exactly do they get the morality to address such, to speak to such, to react to such? For they can't get it from their God, because their God doesn't speak about climate change. Matter of fact, truth is, their God changed the climate at one time specifically to kill everybody. So where do they get this morality? It is said by Christians, and I've heard it said by Christians. I'm assuming it's said by people of faith in general, people who have a book to follow. I suppose it might have been said by Muslims, it might have been said, has been said by Jews, but once again, the majority of what I hear, or what I see, specifically what I am, is Christianity based. It said that, so they said by them that without God, without their holy book, that we wouldn't have a sense of morality. That where would we get my morality from if we don't have that God telling us what is moral and what is immoral? And yet their God, and yet their book which has words that are supposedly spoken by God, which are directed by God, do not speak to any and all situations. It spoke to the past history, and it is spoken to what is supposed to come as it applies to the fate of humanity and the fate of this world. But there's all that is in between that is not spoken to. Not spoken to directly. The operations of the world, the discoveries of this world, science, technology, that which causes death, disease, all those things are not spoken to. The morality when it applies to what? What morality, what moral compass does God offer when it comes to such things as cloning, DNA splicing? What direct speaking to does our God do? He doesn't. All they can do is throw out the general rhetoric of can't play God. And yet then they will show themselves to be hypocrites. They will show themselves to be in a state of confusion. They will show themselves that they propagate confusion by then doing those things which one can say that they're playing God. They will go to doctors, they will go seek treatment and medicine for ailments that come to them, thus thinking that God doesn't want that. God doesn't want them to be sick. God doesn't want them to die. So they will go get treated to treat the ailment, to cure the ailment, that disease, that injury. That is playing God, right? Because you're trying to affect something that is occurring, that has occurred, and you try to willfully change it from its current course that is headed. There's no truth in fact in action, but there's only one's mental creation or what is moral and immoral. And once again, where do they get their morality from? They get it from their God within a book, whom at the same time says one should not kill, kills. Their God speaks in confusing manners, and it is shown by way of their actions of those who follow God that they too act in the same confusing and contradictory manner. For they too say, don't kill. And then when someone kills, they say, well, now you must be killed too, because it is so wrong to kill, and the just punishment is to kill you for committing such a heinous act as killing, something that is of the highest in morality. So now thus we must justly kill you. That is confusion. That is hypocrisy. That is contradiction. That is what it is in truth. And it's only their internal creation of what morality is that speaks different to it. It is only by going away and say, well, God did this. God did it too. So God says you shouldn't do wrong, but when a wrong has been done, you can do the exact same wrong to make it right. That is contradiction. That is hypocrisy. That is confusion. So what moral compass, once again, do these Catholics, Christians have to speak to guide them in dealing with climate change? Playing God. Maybe God wants things to happen. Maybe God wants, well, we know in truth that their God wants this earth to be destroyed anyway. So it's just more confusion. And this is the truth of things. And so it's going to come down to them creating their own morality, or it's going to come down, more importantly, to seeking the guidance of truth. They will seek the guidance of the truth of what scientists who have the knowledge, scientists who have done the discovery, who have done the work in attempting to understand what is happening here on this planet. An attempt to understand what is the effect that humans have by way of their creations, their industrial creations, the effects of our waste and our actions have on this planet. They will seek the truth of this. And so it will show that they will leave their God and come to the one true God to seek that morality. They won't see it, but it will be spoken to and will be shown. They must come to the one true God, because their God comes up short. Their God comes up short at some point in time. It happens. It has to happen, because their God is not God. Their God is their God, but not the God, the one true God in truth. And that's why one does not need their God for morality. For one to be of the highest morality, to have the highest morals, one must apply truth to the situation. If one wants to be just and moral. If one has no true concern, one does not apply truth. One just goes off of what they believe and what it is they want to do and what it is they want to create. But if one is truly seeking a guidance, truly seeking to understand what morality is, what is just, what is righteous, what is good for them for all, for the world. It is truth which they must come to. It is truth which their God must bow to.